Just like in games, if there were a key rule that you misdiagrammed or got it backwards or missed something key, the whole game would be screwed, right? So the same thing happens in reading comp. If you don't really get the main idea, or even worse, you get the main idea backwards or distort it in some way, that's going to have a ripple effect throughout the entire passage. Like I said, for the global questions, there are a lot of global questions potentially: main idea, primary purpose, passage organization, best tone, best title. And so it all comes back to me with the main idea. That's the foundation for everything else. So as an exercise, what I described about the drill of just reading the passage, summarizing the main idea, and solving all the questions using only the main idea articulation as well as your memory, or a summary, summarizing the entire passage, maybe paragraph by paragraph, and then using that as your foundation. If you're missing something, then it's time to go back to the basics and see, were you correct in extracting the main idea? Were you correct in your summary? Not necessarily was your summary the best summary ever. Obviously, choosing certain details and not others will always be a judgment call, but simply, is your articulation correct in whatever you do write down? If there's one thing you summarize that is technically wrong, then you might get an answer wrong or get a question wrong because you're working off of faulty underlying assumptions. So to me, that's the key. Is it precise? And I notice this a lot in discussing any problem with any student. There will be little things they say that reveal a slight distortion from what is actually technically in the source material, whether it's most often it's in reading comp passages or in logical reasoning stimuli. And then I'll often hear a lot with things like conditionality, where they'll mix up the if and then, which of course changes everything, right? And so the words you use really reveal the level of understanding and reveal any slight inaccuracies. And during one-on-one sessions with students especially, I'll often point out, oh, well, I know you meant this, but you said that. And it's really annoying when I do that, I know, but I do it for a reason, which is that it's all about wording. It's all about those technical little things. And so I say, get to that level of granularity, and that makes a big difference. We had some questions here on just getting the main idea. And I think it's really looking for the author's opinion, ideally, if they express it, which they typically will. And so there will be certain words and phrases they use that will indicate that. If they express a value judgment like fortunately or unfortunately, that is in a way like that's the voice of God, right? The fortunately or unfortunately, who thinks this? The author does. And so look for that. Look for those tonal words that make a difference. Or look for things like they're saying X should or Y should. This should be the case, or this should not, or this person does a good job of something, whatever it is. They may be expressing their opinion there, and that's probably pretty close to the main idea in some way. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.